Welcome to Zack Talks Ball. On this channel, we talk about the game of football. We watch the film, we break it down. If you want to learn more about the game of football, then stick around. Real quick, let me show you the basics on how to watch film. First, we need to look at the offense. We want to identify the personnel grouping and the formation. All right, so what's the personnel grouping? What body types are on the field? In this particular example, the Carolina Panthers are lined up in what we call 11 personnel. That's one back, one tight end, and then that's going to leave us with 1, 2, 3 wide receivers, right? So that's the personnel grouping. They are in 11 personnel, one back, one tight end. Next, we want to look at the formation. How are they lined up? In this particular example, I would call this a 2-by-1 formation. So that means we have 1, 2 eligible receivers on one side of the formation, and we only have 1 on the other side of the formation, right? So it's a 2-by-1 formation. And to me, I would consider this a 2-back set because even though this is a tight end body, he's lined up as what we would call a fullback or a sniffer position. So to me, I would describe this as a 2-back, 2-by-1 formation. All right. So that's what we're looking at with the Panthers offense. 11 personnel, one back, one tight end in a 2-by-1 formation. Okay, so now let's look at the defense. On defense, we want to identify the personnel grouping, the defensive front, and the coverage structure. All right, so personnel grouping is the body types on the field. The front is how the defensive line is aligned with the offensive line. And the coverage structure is typically, hey, do they show 2 high safeties or 1 high safety? In this particular example, the front and the coverage doesn't look normal because they're showing a lot of pressure. All right. So let's talk personnel grouping first. This is the Jacksonville Jaguars in what's called dime personnel. What is dime personnel? It means there are 6 defensive backs on the field. In this particular example, I would consider this dime 3-2-6, meaning 3 defensive line bodies, 2 linebacker bodies, and 6 defensive back bodies, right? So here's my Trayvon Walker. There's 1 D-line body. All right, here is 2 D-line body, Eric Armstead, and then here is 3 D-line body up here, Josh Allen. Let's go this view so you can see. All right, so we got Walker, we got Armstead, we got Allen. So there's your 3 defensive line bodies. You've got 2 linebackers. All right. We got 47 and 23. And then we've got 6 defensive backs. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we've got Wingard down here as the 6th defensive back. All right. So this is a dime 3-2-6 package. The front, I would just consider this a mug front because everyone's mugged up on the line of scrimmage showing blitz. Other people may have different terminology. And for the coverage structure, it's not a 1 high. It's not a 2 high. Some people would call it a cover 0 structure. I would just call this or describe this as dime 3-2-6, and they're showing pressure. All right. So that's how I would describe it. But that is real quick, the basics on how you can get started watching film, okay? Look at the offense first, identify the personnel grouping, all right? What body types are on the field? Identify the formation. How is the offense lined up? And then defense is pretty similar. What's the personnel grouping, all right? What body types are on the field? What's the defensive front? So how is the defensive line lined up? And what is the coverage structure? What is the 2 high safety structure looking like? What's the 1 high safety structure looking like, or whatever? All right. Hopefully this was helpful. Thanks for watching.